Okay. Good morning, my dear students. See, in the previous class, we have to discussing or studied about the archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. We should again divide it into in these archaeological sources, the monuments, the inscriptions, and also coins, so seals, so and artifacts. Here, in the today sessions, now we are discussing about in the archaeological sources. Now we are studying in the archaeological sources. What is that? And archaeological sources it included which are the things. Already we have to study in this session. So the artifacts, the artifacts. Here the artifacts, it means we should give the shape. We should give the shape to the things. Should give the shape to the things, isn't it? So some things we give the shape like sometimes we should give the some weapons like straight, and some other way we will give the some shapes to the weapons. That is art, one type of a art. For example, the goldsmith, ironsmith, they had given the shapes to the things. Those things they have made up of the iron. It manufactured by the ironsmith, and some other jewelry things. They have made up of the iron, silver, bronze, like that. That is made by the goldsmith. Here obviously they had given the shapes to the things. In the sense of this, in the sense of that shapes are art. The articles such as tools. Yes, the articles such as tools, weapons, and the pottery. Then tin sculptures. Here the tools, weapons, and the pot. They should be made up of the mud. The pot, they had given the shape, the particular shape to those things. So which are that? The toys. In the childhood you have to play with the toys. And jewelries. The men and women they had wear the jewelry things, like necklace. It has also got a shape, and the bangle, the ring, the nose ring. Those things they have got some particular shape. And the made and used to people in the past are called art crafts. What do you mean art craft? In the olden days, people they had using the tools, weapons, and jewelry things. That is called the art crafts. It means it include the art. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ವಜರು ಬಳಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಏನೋ ಈ ಆಭರಣಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಯುಧಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸೊ ಮಡಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವುಗಳನ್ನ ಏನದು ಸೇಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನು ಬಳಸ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥವು ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ಫೌಂಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆರ್ಕಿಯಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕೇಶನ್. In the course of examination, it means when some historians they have studied about the archaeological sources, the digging of the land, the digging of the soil. During that time, some things they have available, those they have considered as the archaeological things or archaeologically, that's called excavation. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನ ಉತ್ಖನನ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇತಿಹಾಸದ ಅಧ್ಯಯನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನ ಓದಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ವೇಳೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ದೊರೀತವ. They gives us the middle was but the past. These artifacts should give the very essential information to the historians. It much give the lot of information to the historians. That is artifacts. Those are the details explanations about the artifact. Now we are discussing about the one of the most important archaeological thing, that is coins. Why they have manufactured the coin? Coin, it means the currency. Coin, it means currency. When we should make the business in the business, it is one of the got the vital role in the business. ಈ ನಾಣ್ಯವನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಚಲಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇದು ವ್ಯವಹಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Among the archaeological sources, the coins are the special interest to the historians. Coin is also very important archaeological thing. It should be used that the lot of information to the historians. How should find out the history on the basis of the coins? On that coin, if they have mentioned the particular year when it was manufactured, when it has made, those coin has made up of some metals, like in those days the king has very rich, he had made the silver coin or golden coin, or his kingdom or his state has very poor. Such kind of the kings, they had made the coin by the iron, steel, like that. What it indicates? Indicates about the complete structure about that empire. Here, in ancient India, the coins were made up of variety of materials. In the ancient India, the coins are made up of variety of materials. So it means the metals. So which are those? The such as lead. Those coins, they made up of lead, metal. Already I have written on the board, metal. Iron, lead and metal. It means metal includes that the lead, copper, bronze, then iron. After that, silver and gold. These are the metals. Those coins are made up of this kind of the metals. Those coins are made up of this kind of the metals. Isn't it? ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಈ ನಾಣ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ಮುದ್ರಿಸಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ನಾಣ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಲೆಡ್, ಕಾಪರ್, ಬ್ರಾಂಜ್, ಐರನ್, ಸಿಲ್ವರ್, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇವರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಯಾವಾಗ? ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ, ಇನ್ ದ ಏನ್ಷಿಯಂಟ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್. The coins tells about the period of the ruler reasons. Already I told. The coins tells us about that the period of that reason and the social and economic conditions of that time. The coins, it indicates that social and economic condition of the period. Coins, it is very necessity or very essential to all the people. Those indicates that the social and economical condition of the particular period. For example, the Roman coins exhibited in Archimedo, the Roman coins they are available in the India. What it shows? It is the trade relations between India and Roman Empire. When those coins they have got during the time of the examinations to the historians, to the experts of the historians, they have got the Roman coins. It means the Roman Empire they made the trade and commerce relations to the India. The Roman coins exhibited in Archimedo that tells us that trade relations exist between India and Rome. Already told. A coin the depicting the role Samudragupta playing a veena tells about his musical interest. In the period of the Gupta dynasty, so Samudragupta, he was one of the famous king belongs to Gupta dynasty. When he made the coin, on that coin, so he sealed that the picture of the veena. Picture of the veena. Veena it is musical instrument. Veena it is the musical instruments. So it indicates that the Samudragupta has got very interested on the music. Interested on the music. The study of coins is known as numismatics. Already I told in the last class, the study of coins is called numismatics. Isn't it? Numismatics. And now towards in the last one sources of the archaeological sources, that is a seal. Seal. ಮುದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೀಲ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಮುದ್ರೆಗಳು. ಸೀಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ engraved emblem of stamp of authority. Yes, I think you have to looking at the post office seal or in your schools, the headmistress or headmaster when in some other paperworks or in your LC or the study certificate, they should give the give signature and you put the seal. The seal. It is the stamp of authority. Stamp of authority. Like those found the Indus Valley sites often showing the animals and figures of gods. Those seals they have got the figures of the gods. God or goddesses. Both. Those people they have worshipped the god, they have believed in the god. This kind of the information it gives to the historians by the seal. And they also contain inscriptions formed which archaeologists can get information. It is discovered like the Pushpapati. That is what is that? It discovered like the Pashupati. Pashupati Mudrena. Pashupati it means the god of animal. The god of animal. This kind of the seals has got in the Indus Valley civilization. ಸಿಂಧೂ ನದಿ ನಾಗರಿಕತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಥರಂಥ ಮುದ್ರೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿಟರರಿ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್. ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ already we have studied the sources. The two types of the sources, one is archaeological sources, the other one is literary sources. That is last one is so literary sources. Literary sources it means the written scripts. Written scripts. All written records of the past are called literary sources. What do you mean literary sources? All written records of the past. All written record of the past is called a literary sources. The many of the available literary sources of ancient India, the manuscripts, the before invention of the paper, the manuscripts were generally written on the Bhojapatra, the birch bark, Bhojapatra, that is leaf. It is a leaf. They have written on the leaf. What they are thinking? They have written on the leaf only. And the palm leaves, it is very elaborated. They have using on that leaves. So that's why they are using the leaves by the writings. The language of their manuscripts were generally in Prakriti. Prakriti. Those people language, they have written in which language? Prakriti language. Prakriti and Sanskrit. And the script was Brahmi. Which is no longer in use. Those are not longer in use because it is not good paper. It is not good paper. It is not suitable for the writing. So it is lives on that period. It is very shortly. After that, it has declared. Then in this literature, the second one, in this literary sources, particular that the religious sources. The writing and religious themes are called religious literature. Some writers, they have writing about that religion. Some writers or authors writes about that religion that is called religious sources, like Vedas. Religious sources like Vedas and the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Mahabharata, the Tripitakas. Tripitaka is taught by the Gautama Buddha. Then Puranas, the Upanishads, provide wealth knowledge about the ancient past. By studying these books, the historians are able to understand the nature, society, religion and politics of that time. So those religious books starts to us the past in the ancient history. So which kind of the society was there, and in that society which kind of economical condition was there, and which kind of the religions they had beloved, and also that which kind of the political system was there in the ancient period. Such kind of the information got by the religious sources, particularly the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Tripitakas and the Upanishads. Those things they are given the information about the religious sources. The last one is secular literature. The literature that not connected with any religion is called secular. The literature did not connected to any other religion, that is secular literature. It includes around the foreign traveler, the biographies. The secular literature includes the biographies. So secular literature includes biographies. Biography, it means the man who has written by others, that is biography. The man has written by himself, it is autobiography. Others, the man has written by the others, that is biography. The man has written by himself, that is autobiography. Yes, the foreign travelers they have written some biographies, includes in secular literature. The kings and books on politics, the science. For example, some examples are the Indica. The Indica has written by Megasthenes. Written the Megasthenes. The accounts of the Pahiyana, then Vyanstanga, then Harishacharitra has written by Bhanabhatta. Those experts or those poets they have written some their own thoughts in their books. That is a secular literature. This literature also gives a lot of information to the past events. Okay, thank you. So in the next class definitely we send the PDF file about this chapter. Thank you. And now you can take the homework. Okay, just wait. Which are the things includes in the archaeological sources. What is Vinashaka? Next. Write about artifacts. Write about artifacts. Please, you can write the answers for this answers. Okay, thank you.